Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Scene Podcast. My name is Craig Smith. I got my co-host, Mr. Texas Recruited himself, Chris Wash. We got a big-time guest with us tonight, Mr. Four-time,
Four-time,
Mr. Key to the City, David Peavy himself from Duncanville High School. What's going on, man?
Y'all? How y'all doing? Man, I'm just trying to watch a little hoop today. Just taking in March Madness.
What is what's life like after winning 4? Well, hold on. You went to state 4 times. You only got to play 3.
Right.
But anyways, what's that like?
Man, it never gets old. It never gets old. I can tell you that. It's exhausting though. I can also tell you that it's very exhausting. What you got to do to go win 7 games in the playoffs, the preparation, the couple extra weeks of practice, the stress, takes a lot out of you. But it's all worth it at the end.
Hey, Coach, I got a question for you. When you're in the state semifinals and you walk into that locker room down 20-something points, what do you tell the team there?
Well, we were down 13.
13.
And we had made a run. Nah, it's all good. We had just made a run, and we did it the way that we wanted to. As far as when we made our run, we did the things we were supposed to on the scout report. We were. It was actually a decent locker room for being down 13. We knew we had done some things poorly. We didn't stick to the game plan for a big portion of that half, and we knew Atascocita was really good, and we allowed them to do things that they were really good at. And we wanted them to shoot contested shots, and they had way too many open shots, and they made us pay for it. So we just felt like if we get back to sticking to the game plan, that we would be okay.
All right.
Do you feel like you needed to say anything to those guys going into half?
Yes, I mean some of them they need to know that we're in good shape. They're kids. They're kids, and one we've got some kids that front run. If things are going good, things are really good, and if things are going bad, you got to get them back on track. So just letting them know that we were good. The worst thing I could have done was gone in there and started screaming and hollering. So we got some good leaders though. We've got some really good leaders, and I was real confident that we were in good shape.
So go ahead, Chris.
Hey, Coach, how do you keep that family atmosphere there where it doesn't seem like there's a lot of egos? And if there are, it seems like you keep that in check pretty well. You have a lot of elite players in that program and have for the last 4 years. And it seems like everyone just is unselfish.
Yeah, it starts with a lot of honesty. We tell these guys the truth about everything. And then there's trust, when we're honest with them, and then they see what we're talking about is right. They trust us, and then we allow them to do what they do well. We give them chance after chance. We work on a lot of things in practice to work on the things that they want to do in the games, and if they get good at it in practice, they're allowed to do it in games. So our guys, they know who our better shooters are. They know who's good at doing what they do. So when they see a guy mess up doing what he does well, it's not an issue. It's like, we know, we have confidence that you do that well, so you get to do that. But only issues we have is when guys try to go out of the box and do some things that they're not good at. But we keep that in check for the most part. All of our guys respect each other. They're very good friends. They hang out together. Our families hang out together, and that helps. This our teams in the past have been pretty close, but this one is by far the closest team we've had, and that goes a long way with what you're talking about.
All right.
So going back to the 4 straight state championships, talk to me about that 2020 season. Were y'all heading down there when you found that it got
Actually,
canceled?
yeah. We had just stopped at Aikens High School in Austin, had a great practice. Yeah. We were very confident. We felt good about what we were doing, and we're getting on the bus. And as I'm getting on the bus, a friend of mine who coaches at Aikens, she says, "Hey, coach, I think they just canceled this tournament." And I said, "Don't tell me that. Don't tell me that." And then right then, my phone rang. It was my AD, and he said, "Hey, turn back around, bring them back home." So at the time, we knew that was a possibility with everything that was going on, but we were hopeful that we would probably be playing in like 2 weeks. That we were going to get sent home, and 2 weeks later we'd be figuring out where we were going to play again, because we knew that Alamo Dome might not be available, but we just figured we would have a bunch of little state championships all over the state wherever we could find gyms. But of course, y'all know that didn't work out.
Yeah, because I think it got called off during Madison's game.
Yeah,
I think Madison went to halftime, and then they called the tournament.
Yep.
What were the emotions like, man?
It was weird, man. It was weird because it was just a lot of unknown, and I hated it, man, because as a coach, you usually have some answers for kids, or you can try to fix some things, and it was just helpless. I didn't have any answers. I couldn't tell them anything. And then after that, once we got back to the school, we didn't see each other for probably like 6 weeks. We tried to stay in touch through Zoom. But other than that, man, we didn't see each other for a long time.
Yeah, that's wild.
The question that I've been wondering is, do you plan to stick around and keep dominating Texas 6A basketball, or is there some collegiate opportunities in your future? Has anyone ever reached out from the college level?
Yeah. I mean, I've had some pretty serious offers the last few years, and it didn't make sense for me. I've got a really, really, really good job. Really good job. I love what I do. I'm having a lot of fun doing it. I feel like I can make a huge impact doing what I'm doing. But it was asked to me, I think yesterday or the day before on another podcast, what I considered. Yeah, I mean, I look at all offers seriously, and if it makes sense, I'll definitely consider it. But at the same time, it's got to really, really make sense, because I've got a great job, and we're gonna be really, really good and I think we can be good for a long time. And the things that happen at Duncanville, the community support, the administrative support, the families that we have, the buy-in that we have from our families and our players, it makes my job so much fun. And it would take a lot for me to leave.
All right.
Talk to us about the pressures that come with being a coach at Duncanville. I mean, the expectations.
Yeah, I mean, the expectation is to win a state championship every year.
Yeah.
And we actually, we raised the bar for ourselves this year. We said before the season we wanted to be considered for a national championship. We wanted to have such a good season that we put pressure on the UIL to allow us to go to the Geico Nationals. But we knew early on it didn't matter what kind of season we had. UIL they weren't gonna sign off on us going to Geico. But But we did some really good things. We beat some really good teams. And I think, we opened some eyes, and we did everything that we wanted to do except for go undefeated.
Yeah. And talk to us about those elite games that you played, man, like Centennial, and y'all go to and playing all the Hoop Fest. I mean, how does that prepare you?
I mean, our guys were they wanted to show the world. They wanted to show the world the work that we put in. These guys work hard. They work really, really hard. You know, all summer long. I mean, while they're in AAU, they're up at the school 4 days a week, lifting, running hills, working hard. I mean, we work harder than everybody else, and they know it. They take pride in it. So when we got an opportunity to play against the Montverdes, the Sierra Canyons, the Centennial, the Lynx, the Sunrise, um, we wanted to punch them in the mouth before we got punched in the mouth, and show them that we belong, and and then we shoot, we're better, or just as good as anybody in the country. Um,
Yeah.
so I mean, they took pride in the opportunity.
Something that I'm curious about, Coach, is situation with Anthony and the UIL, and him being able to play and not being able to play and go back and forth. Did that have any sort of effect on the team? And did it ever affect the rhythm of him coming? When he had to come back and forth.
If it had been somebody else, um, it could have been an issue. Anthony handled it as well as you could. And just to be clear, Anthony was eligible um, since the time he played against Richardson, and when he came in, he was eligible the entire time. Um,
Okay.
but the UIL kept appealing the decision, and to be fair to everyone, our attorneys felt good about our chances of winning the
Mhm.
appeal. But if they couldn't give me a 100%, then I had to be strategic a little bit about, exactly. I didn't want to jeopardize all the other guys who had worked so
So,
hard, and
yeah.
Anthony didn't either.
Yeah.
Anthony did not either. He didn't want to jeopardize anything we were doing. Um, when we played Anthony in the regionals, it was our guys said, "Coach, come on, man, he deserves to play." We felt like we could win without him, just like we had been winning without him. Um, but it was during the playoffs, you could really see it was really wearing on AB. He wanted to play. He had done so much for our program. And it was like, man, enough is enough. Man, the kid deserves to play. Let's play. And once we did, we just, it was like a weight lifted off.
Yeah. He seems like a great kid, and it seems like he handled everything real well, and a little poetic justice by being named the player of the game and getting that medal.
Yeah, I was really shocked about that, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I never thought, didn't matter. I thought he could score 100 points and not get the MVP. But at the end of the day, he did. I'm proud of him. And I'm proud of the man he's become through this whole situation. I mean, he's really done a lot of growing up, and a lot of our guys have. It was eye opening for myself, and I'm almost 50 years old.
Mhm.
But what these young men went through this year, and what they got to experience, and what they got to witness, it's gonna help them, man. The lessons we learned through this journey is going to help these young men as they go on in life.
So, talk about how Anthony felt when he had to play in those Jordans.
Man, I was in the middle of trying to get our guys to play better, and
Yeah.
and to beat Richardson, and Coach Cosme. Jay taps me on my shoulder and he says he can play. I'm like, man, first of all, man, what are you doing? Get off me. And I look and he says he can play. And I look back at Jen, at AB's mom, and she gave me the thumbs up.
Wow.
And I'm like, I need more than that. I need more than that. And she lifted her phone and said, the attorney just called. He's good. He's cleared. So
wow.
I looked at Jay like, hey, you did bring his uniform, right? Because we were bringing his uniform to every game, and he just ran off with AB, grabbed him. So I didn't really know what was going on in the back while he was getting dressed, but I guess they were looking for shoes, and I guess they found a pair of shoes, but they were Adidas, and we can't wear Adidas. Yeah, no, we can't wear Adidas. So so he had to wear those. He wore those the first time that day, and he had to wear them for the game. And like, man, put them shoes on. Let's go. They're basketball shoes. Let's go.
Those ain't basketball shoes, Coach. those belong in the case. Man, I don't even know why he was wearing those.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Talk to me about. Let's go back to that Montverde game, man. Talk to me about Eric Demings, man. Because I go ahead.
Man, Eric is a buck. Eric is a bucket, a certified bucket. And at the time, Eric was the hottest player in the country. He got a lot of recognition for the Montverde game, but we had just come from Texarkana, where we played the two state champs, the 5A and 6A, or 4A and 5A, whatever. They're two highest classification state champs that won it this year.
Carver and
who?
I'm not sure what the other one was.
Yeah. One of them was Carver, and I can't remember either. Yeah. But we had just played them, and he shot 10 for 13 from threes in those two games. 5 for 5 in one, 5 for 8 in the other one. I never seen anything like it. And he did a lot more than just that. So what he did against Montverde wasn't a shock to us, but I mean, it showed the world.
Shocked the world, yeah.
Yeah, this dude he's a real one. He's a real one. Now we've got work to do with Eric. Then we lost CJ while we were in Texarkana, so he didn't even play against Montverde, and he never played again this season. And then with AB going in and out, Eric had to play a lot more point guard, and it took him away from what he was doing for us, which was doing a lot of scoring. And then it allowed us to show the world Evan Phelps, and Evan really stepped up for us this year, and so did Caleb Jones was big for us this year. Rashawn Collier had some big moments for us this year. So I mean, it like I told CJ, man, it sucks that he lost his senior year, but it's a blessing. One, he had already signed his scholarship to play at a Division I, and CJ's going to have an unbelievable career. And then I'm like, CJ, there's really not much more you can do at Duncanville. Could he have tried to speed up his rehab and tried to come back? Man, to be honest, I did not want that for him. I did not want him.
Are we able to talk about what happened with him?
He had tore his meniscus in the summer.
Yeah.
He had surgery. Then he did it again, had surgery again, and then he did it again on another. So, but it was minor. But since he had 2 surgeries before, it was like there was a lot of trauma in that knee, and it was like, man, let him just rest and heal. it looked like he could have probably rehabbed it aggressively and got back for maybe the last 2 weeks. But it was like, man, you got a college career ahead of you. You've done enough at Duncanville. But what he did, man, it was a blessing because now the world got to see Evan Phelps, and now Caleb Jones is probably going to get a scholarship to play college basketball. And
That's great.
and if he would have played all year, if AB would have played all year, those things probably don't happen.
How tall is Caleb Jones?
Man, Caleb is on a good day, 5'9", 5'9".
What kind of vertical does he have?
Unbelievable, like unmeasurable. It's crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. He's probably going out the track now. He's never done it before, but he's probably going to go do long jump, triple jump, high jump, whatever jumps there are. He's going to go try to help us win the national championship in track.
Wow.
And then but at the same time, we're probably gonna have to do a little tour on going to look at some schools and let some schools look at him, because that is part of him coming to Duncanville. I mean, him playing at Duncanville. He plays behind a bunch of Division I guys, and he doesn't get. There's not a lot of film, not enough film. Where if he was somewhere else, man, he would have been one of their guys. And he would already probably have a scholarship, but we're gonna get him something. We'll get him something.
Hey, Coach, talking about scholarships, you've gone through the recruiting process with your own two sons, and you've got a lot of talent, and you're always in your program. Do you give the players and parents any sort of advice as you being a parent that's gone through that process? And if so, what is it?
A lot. I've done this for a long time. I've had a lot of players that have moved on and played at the college level. I coached college for a little bit, but it depends on the kid. Be realistic. Go where you are loved. Go where you are needed. I try to help them maneuver through the what recruiting is. What they're going to say and what it means. And I mean, it's just a lot. And then really just figuring out what's important to each individual. And then, make a checklist, write down everything that's important, and make a list of like 20 things. And then match that up to the schools that are recruiting you. And then it goes back to how many schools are recruiting you. If you got one school recruiting you, you better jump on it. If you got 20 schools recruiting you, then you got some choices to make. Talk to them about being honest with the coaches. Everybody wants coaches to be honest with them, then be honest with the coach as well. If you're not interested, don't make them chase their tail.
Mm-hmm.
The second best answer a college coach can get is no. Either you tell them yes. The second best answer is no, because then they know they can move on and really work hard on recruiting somebody else. But if you string them along, man, it wastes a lot of time and it's not fair. But there's not a whole lot of fair in this whole process anyway.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and talk about your coaching staff, man. I know like Jay and I know Ford real well. I know Corey Johnson, who used to be with you. Talk about those guys, man.
Man, a lot of people say this, but I mean it. I've got the best coaching staff in the country by far. One, they're gym rats. They're very knowledgeable. They're workers. They're junkies. They are basketball junkies. They are kid junkies. They love our guys. Our guys love them. And they're passionate. They're super passionate. Corey Johnson did a great job for us for 2 years, and now he's building his own program over at Woodrow. Coach Ford, I mean, he's special. He's special. I mean, he's got a way with words. He knows how to motivate. Man, he's one of them dudes, man. If he told a kid, man, I need you to go out there right now and you slap your mom as hard as you can. I mean, they might go do it, man. He's just he makes kids just do some crazy things. But he's
I
good at
love
what he does, man.
sorry. I I love watching y'all's practice videos that y'all post because Ford is man, he is a during y'all's practices, man.
Yeah.
Like he's crazy.
He's crazy, man. There's something wrong with him. There's something wrong with him. And the things that come out of his mouth sometimes, we just all look at each other and we like, did he just say that? He said that? Like he'll just, I don't know, man. I swear one time he talked about milking a cow. And I'm like, what? I gotta leave. I can't sit here for this, man. He's talking about milking the cow. And the guys just got so fired up and they ran out there and I'm like,
Hell
what? I
yeah.
don't like milk the cow. But yeah, I mean, he's really good at what he does. When Corey left, I put Ford over strength and conditioning. And dude went in and researched everything he could. He called college coaches. He called NBA guys. He went to Sanders Fit. He stays online just looking for new things. And we got the best strength conditioning program in the country for high school. Then I've got CT, Chris Thomas. CT was my assistant for 7 years in Austin.
Okay.
And then for the last 7 years, he's been a head coach in Austin. And his son just graduated last year. And when he did, I said, hey, man, I got a spot. And he said, I'm there. So he came from being a head coach the last 7 years to come back on my staff. We're great together, man. We built a program in Austin. He knows exactly what I need and what I want. He's great X's and O's. He's great with the guys, and he's over my academics. So he's in charge of our academics, and I mean he's just really good at that and a lot of other things. Coach Kaz, man, he's the worker bee, man. He's the worker bee. Great personality, super loyal. Not quite ready yet to be a head coach. And he knows it, and he's studying and he's learning, and he's probably 2 or 3 years away from being able to run a program. But I love that he's realistic about it. He's not trying to run out the door. He knows he's not ready yet, and he's putting in his time and paying his dues. Daniel Moore is almost ready. He's about. I mean, he could get a job right now. Coach Ford is. I mean, if Coach Ford comes back, that is a bonus. He turned down some jobs last year, and I know they're going to be coming after him. Any job that opens in this area, I know they're calling Coach Ford if they're trying to win. So if he comes back, that's going to be a bonus to our program. But I'm expecting he's probably going to take one of these good jobs. Daniel Moore is right there. I know he's had some interest from some people. He does a great job, really knows the game, did a great job with our JV the last 2 years, gets the most out of kids and just he knows basketball. And Charles Hill is the best skill development guy you can ask for at the high school level. I mean, he trains like he's training these dudes to be pros, and that's exactly what he's doing. I mean, he has taken AB to another level with his skill development. He's taken Ron Holland. I mean, everybody sees what Ron was as a freshman and what Ron is right now. Cam Barnes, Ashton Hardaway, Evan Phelps. I mean, he's taken Evan Phelps he's made Evan Phelps a Division I player overnight. So we got a really good staff, and we all get along. There's no egos. We're all alphas, which usually doesn't work, but we all have different jobs, so nobody's stepping on each other's toes. They all do their jobs to perfection, and then they're willing to help others do their jobs as well.
So when people ask me about Duncanville, man, I always say that you run your program like a D1 college. Is there a certain program that you model yourself after, or is there coaches that you model yourself after?
No, not one particular. We study.
Okay.
We study. The longer I've done this, the more I believe in it, and I say it. To be a really good coach, you got to be a really good thief. And we just go steal everything we can that works for us, and then we spent 3 or 4 days a couple years ago going to Texas Tech. I stay on the phone with college coaches. I try to get the practices. I mean, I'm over, of course, now that Mike is at TCU, I get over to TCU and I watch what they do. And then over the years, all the college practices I've been to, when I was in San Antonio, watching a lot of Spurs practices, just trying to pick up anything we can, and then trying to incorporate and bringing it to our program at the best that we can. And it's crazy, man, how many times, college coaches live in our gym, because we have really good players. We got really good players, and college coaches live in our gym. It's every week I'm getting phone calls from assistant coaches when the head coach comes and watches our practice. The assistant coach calls and says, "Man, what are y'all doing, man? I'm in trouble. We're not doing this right. We're not doing that right. My boss is calling me saying we need to incorporate this and this, and now we got this drill we're running, and it's cool." Like, a lot of them will send me video of doing drills that they picked up from coming to our practice, and it's like that's cool, because we go and steal a lot of drills from when we go to college practices. But yeah, I mean, I steal from a lot.
Talk to us about the academic part, because I know that's huge in your program, and you have one kid that's number 1 in his class, right?
Yeah, we have several 4.0s.
Okay.
Man, I believe in excellence, and that's when I got the job here. It was cool, because I think this was what really helped me get the job. When I came from Dekaney High School, I walked in with all of our report cards into my interview, and Dekaney is not the best school in the world. I mean, it's rough. It's a tough place to go to school, and I showed every last one of our report cards of every kid on our varsity, and there was not one C, not for 6 weeks, not for any grading period, and I think there was maybe like 4 Bs on the whole team. It was all A's, and the principal that we had, she looked at my superintendent, because she had come from the same school district a year or two before I did, but at a different school. And she looked at him and said, "That's crazy. Like, that's crazy for from where we were." So, I mean, we do grade checks every week, from the first week of school to the last week of school, and every week in between. Without fail, there's a grade check. And we make our kids do the grade check. It's not like we look up their grades. That's easy to do, of looking up their grades. We make them physically take a sheet of paper and they've got to go get a signature and a grade from every teacher. And it teaches the student how to communicate with their teachers, to see if there's any discrepancy. So if a teacher writes down, "This kid is making a 72," and the kid's like, Whoa, what's going on?" And the teacher says, "Well, you're missing this and this and this," and the kid's, "No, I turned that in. Look," and they can pull their work out and show them, or they can see right now if there's anything missing. We don't allow any zeros, no zeros. You can't, there's no, you can't not do your work. Can't mess up in class. We don't get emails. I don't want emails or phone calls from your teacher saying that you're being disruptive in class. So, but when we do, and it's usually freshmen, there's some stiff consequences. So they never want to do it again. So by the time they get to the varsity and by the time they're graduating, there's no doors that aren't open. Davion Sykes could have gone pretty much anywhere because of his academics. Jackson Prince, Eric Demings, Cam Barnes, we got a bunch of really Rasan Collier. I mean, all these guys are really, really intelligent and they work really hard. And we don't take excuses at all. Don't take excuses. If a kid comes in, I'm like, if they're struggling, CT calls them in, and then I get involved and I'll call them in and say, hey man, what's going on? Well, I'm not very smart. Okay, well you knew you weren't smart yesterday. Not being smart is not an excuse of not doing well. If you know you're struggling in math, then you need to be in tutoring, and you knew before this semester started you're not good in math, then you need to set that up with your teachers beforehand so we get this thing taken care of. So just showing them, man, you don't have to be smart to be successful. And then the next thing I tell them is, man, if I go talk to your teachers and they tell me you have a chance, like you're intelligent enough to make an A, you have to make an A. You cannot make a B. You have to make an A. And then if they tell me, yeah, he works hard, he should make a B, then you got to make an A. If they tell me you should make a B, then you got to figure out a way to make an A. Now, if they say he's probably a C student, you got to make a B. There are no C's. You cannot make a C in our program, not without consequences. So,
Man, I would have been pushing some tiles, Coach.
Yeah, it happens. It happens. We have a sled now, though, so that's even better.
Oh hell no!
We got sleds. Yeah,
I ain't with that, man.
Coach, you watching the game from the game from home tomorrow? Or are you going out to Cali?
I'm leaving early in the morning.
Right.
I'm gonna fly to San Diego, man. Yeah, it's costing a lot of money, man. God, gotta do it, man. Gotta do it.
Yeah.
I didn't go last year, and I'm kicking myself. So, I told myself that I would never do that again. This is it. I took for granted how hard it is. That, and I'm just glad that they made it, that TCU made it, and I get this opportunity to go support my kid.
Yeah, it seems like TCU's gotten hot at the right time of year. So
man, they're doing some good things, man. They're playing well together. They're moving the ball. They're shooting good shots, and they're defending. So when you do those things, you got a chance.
When let's talk about progress, man. The Davion Sykes.
Yeah,
that's one kid I want to point out.
Love him.
I covered Texas Dynasty during the past 2 summers, and the first game they played was Beast Up, and you and Jay were there. I think another game that had Duncanville players was going on at the same time, and man, Davion Sykes, he can do everything.
Yeah, I mean, Davion is he's the poster child, man. He's the poster child for everything you want in a kid. He's everything that he stands for. Duncanville boys basketball, man. He's a great person, very smart, very unselfish, and he has worked to get where he is. I mean, would you ever think Davion Sykes was a Division I player in the 8th grade, and now here he is, and Texas State feels like, and everybody else who sees the kid now just feels like, man, Texas State got them one. They got them one. I mean, I had some schools recruiting him at the end that just said, Coach, we just want him for 2 years. We know we're not going to be able to keep him after those 2 years because then he's going to go higher with this transfer portal. And it was crazy that Davion and his dad, that's not what they wanted. They wanted to go end up being the best player to ever come to a place. So that's going to be his goal, is to help Texas State win a lot of games, make it to the NCAA tournament, and he wants to leave there with his name in their record books. And then he wants to go play professional basketball. So he's got his head on straight, man, and he's doing the things that you got to do to accomplish those goals. He's got a long way to go. You know, I told him it's not going to be easy. You know, you're not as good as you are. That level is hard. It's really hard. You know, and people don't know until they get there. I mean, I point it out all the time. You know, how good is Wade Taylor? Wade Taylor's really good. He's really good. Well, he's averaging like 12, 13 minutes a game. That's hard. But if you would have told like Davion, are you okay averaging 12 minutes a game? And nobody, no, of course not. Well, that's about right. You know, Zurich Phelps had a great freshman year. He averaged about 10, 11 minutes a game. You know, CJ Nolan, about 10 minutes a game. Like I look at all those stats, and it's as good as those guys are, it's hard. It's really hard, really hard. And all those guys had great years, great freshman years. So, you know, getting our guys the expectations right, so they don't walk in there and get their heart broken. It's like, no, it's gonna be hard, and it's gonna be a grind. And if you can get yourself in the rotation as a freshman, then you've done something really good, really good.
That's cool, man. I wanted to also talk to you about the creative behind Duncanville basketball and what she's done for y'all's program. Also, talk to us a little bit about what Brittany's done for y'all. Man,
Brittany Graham. I said this the other day because somebody talked about having a target on our back. Brittany she's played a big part in that. You know, we're really good. We're winning a lot of games, but everybody around the country knows who we are. Everybody. Like we go in the gyms in Utah, and we go into Phoenix playing against Montverde. They know our guys just as well as they know those guys. And it's because of Britt. I mean, Britt is amazing. She puts out some great work. She's built our platform. She's built our brand as a program, and she's done that for each individual. The things that she's doing on the side with Cam Barnes, and he's got his own little show now. You know, she's helping Ron with his little hit. It's just they don't, and I think our guys, and I talk to Britt about it all the time, they don't know any different because some of these guys, Brittany's been here since they got here, and this is all they know. They don't understand how different this is and how special this is and how much she does for us. But I do, you know, I do, our coaches do. The parents, hopefully they understand that she's putting these guys in position to make a lot of money as soon as they graduate. You know, with these NILs, their following is going to be so high, and then just the little piece of our guys do such a great job with interviews. You know, because they always have a camera in their face and microphone in their face that, you know, now, you know, we win a state championship and all of our, you know, our guys get interviewed. And after we walk out, everybody's like, man, them dudes are good. They're really good at handling themselves in front of the camera. Well, they do it every day. You know, they got a microphone and camera in their face every week for sure. But man, Britt is elite. She's elite. And we're blessed and lucky to have her.
Coach, I know you got to get up earlier in the morning and catch a flight to Cali. I just got one last question for you. Craig asked me this all the time. How much you think Peavy can bench? When was the last time you maxed out on the bench press, man?
Years ago. Man, look, I need to get back in the gym. I do. I love working out. It's been months. It's been months since I really got in there. I look forward to it, but those days of maxing on the bench, those are long gone. It doesn't happen anymore, and it never will. I'm not a big fan of pain. I'm not a big fan of pain.
Kentucky just got beat by St. Peter's.
I'm not smiling.
So
Go Peacocks.
I got one more question for you. The last 4 years you've been to state. What's the best team out of the four?
This one.
This one?
Yeah, we've gotten better every year. And I tell my players that, when they come back, our team could beat them. Yeah, you could beat them, but you're not better. That first year, man, we did a lot of good things. That next year we were a little bit better. And then last year we were a little bit better. And this year we were this team right here was special. This team was special. Next year's team has a chance to make history. A lot of there's some people saying this is the best team to ever come through Texas. I'm glad to be considered by many. But I've always said that Willowridge team that I saw back in the day. But then now that I look at some of the things we've done and defensively, what we can do and how much size we had and how much length,
yeah.
we would give them dudes a lot of problems. We would give TJ Ford and those guys a lot of problems because of our length, and they would have a hard time with us. So, I'm okay with that comparison. But next year, and there's a lot of ifs, if everybody comes back. If everybody stays healthy, if we can stay, if we can gel the way this team, I mean, it's a lot, and and it's a completely different team, and if guys can continue to do what they're doing without the egos and all that other good stuff. So, but talent wise, we have a chance to be really, really, really good, really good.
All right, man. Well, that's all I got, man. Chris, you got anything else?
No, Coach, man, I really appreciate you coming on. Congratulations on all the success. It's been fun to watch. I think you're a great guy. I enjoy watching you all, everything that y'all do. And again, appreciate your time. Have a safe trip.
Appreciate y'all and what y'all do.
Thanks, Coach.
All right. Talk to y'all.
Take care.
All right.
Yes, sir.